Crypto Coach, CoinDCX. Learn karo, crypto karo.
The series had felt done with 150 overs left at Old Trafford. The series had felt done at tea on day 4 at the Oval. But just as they did in Manchester, India said not today. They win by 6 runs, their closest win by runs in the entire Test history, and level the Anderson Tendulkar trophy at 2 apiece, an extraordinary finish to an extraordinary Test series. On CoinDCX presents ESPN Cricinfo Matchday, we have the company of Mr. Sanjay Bangar, oracle that the world is savouring. Went to day 5, you said 8 runs, India won by 6 runs. What have you been doing?
Just bluffing a lot of nonsense. That's about it.
It is honestly so extraordinary, and we must begin with Mohammad Siraj, the man who has outlasted every fast bowler through a grueling 5-match series, delivered 185 overs, still saving a 30-over burst in the final innings to deliver this victory. Where do we begin to praise him?
Well, I mean, any praise is too small for him because that was the kind of effort. It was a Herculean effort from a guy who had to go through a lot in the earlier part of his career as well, and he's learned it the hard way, having played under the shadows of Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Ishant Sharma. Had to wait for his opportunities, but once he got those, I think he's made it count on a numerous occasions and helped India to some famous victories. Now you think of Lords, you think of Brisbane, now you think of Oval, and the list can go on and on for whatever is done. So I think, I mean, if you look slightly ahead of time and think back on Mohammad Siraj, the bowler, he's already done that. To put him in that sort of a category as to probably one of the best fast bowlers that India has produced.
And yet he has to sit at times and answer questions which aren't the most comfortable. Even in the press conference after this, it was mentioned how he didn't have a great tour of Australia, and he was quick in reminding that reporter that he did take 20 wickets in the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well. Now, the fact that he's a workhorse and he's a trier, it's celebrated a lot. But just break down to our viewers the sheer skill involved in what we saw, in particular, in this final innings at the Oval.
I think in the final innings at Oval, especially I'll go to the last day because that's how he set up a lot of the batters that he bowled to. I mean, he was bowling to tail-enders. He was very surprisingly swinging the ball away from the right-handers on a consistent basis. So, if you are setting up the top-order batters with the ball coming in, or more so using the incoming ball more to the top-order batter, but here he used it quite sparingly to the lower-order batter. So, just getting them across, moving across their stumps, and then just getting one to jack back in. That was really creditable. Jamie Smith, who has been a little bit of a downer for England as the series has progressed, even the way he set up his dismissal, because away going deliveries, his feet not moving, and then walking down the track and still bowling that away going delivery. So, I mean, Mohammad Siraj on that last particular day was absolutely brilliant in his usage of the outswing and only mixing it up occasionally with the ball that came in.
And how fitting that he got to deliver that final blow in this memorable series, and that also saves us that the lasting image of the series won't be Siraj on his haunches at Lords or Siraj after dropping that catch of Harry Brook, but it will be Siraj who said he woke up on the final morning and said he will change the game, and the real game changer that he is, he did just that for India. When we look at the final day's play, tactically speaking, the pragmatism of the decision to not take the second new ball worth lauding?
I thought they didn't go to the second new ball because they got Jamie Smith quite early, and with Jamie Smith dismissed, I think India would have sensed that this is their chance. Had maybe an Overton would have been dismissed, with Jamie Smith still batting with somebody like even a Chris Wokes, things could have been different. But having got that dismissal so early in the innings or in the session, only the second over of the session, meant that India did not risk going to the new ball, and the way it was swinging, it wasn't really required at that point in time as well. So as the game unfolded, I thought Shubman made all the right calls that were needed to be taken on that final day.
And fortunately for them, the heavy roller also didn't play the effect that England might have hoped for.
It didn't really seem back that much, so the effect was seen, and I mean, who knows, had Overton got some few more lusty blows, this game could have been slightly closer as well, because he got 2 boundaries of the very first 2 balls that were bowled by Prasidh Krishna, but they were throwing hands at the ball, and you knew that once somebody like a Jamie Smith gets out, then it was all the lower order batter, and no matter what your first class record is, when you're trying to win a test match with such massive pressure and with that backing and with that rhythm which Siraj and Prasidh Krishna were bowling, it was going to be near impossible to get to a victory from there on.
Yeah, and worth tipping a hat to Prasidh Krishna as well, a man who saw himself benched for the last couple of tests, even in favour of a complete new bowler. Didn't have a 4-for before this test match, but 4-fors in both the innings of this test.
I mean, he has to be one of the top bowlers which India would want to go ahead with, especially overseas. And he has actually repaid a lot of faith that has been put on him. Indian cricket has invested a lot in him, hasn't played too much of first class cricket. So the way the previous management under Rahul Dravid showed faith in him, groomed him, whatever work that he's done at the Centre of Excellence in Bangalore, that also is critical, because after missing a couple of test matches, then I think he has gone back and really worked on the things that he has to work, and the work was probably revolving around the various lengths that he has to bowl, and he bowled his normal length, he bowled the fuller length to dismiss Duckett, and he bowled the Yorker length to dismiss Tongue as well.
Yeah.
So overall, you could clearly sense that he would also have gained tremendous confidence from the exploits that he did at Oval.
Yeah, well done Prasidh Krishna. 8 wickets at the Oval, which means he finishes with 14 wickets from the 3 tests that he played. Mohammad Siraj, the leading wicket taker of the series, with 23 wickets to his name from 185 overs. Can't say that enough. And all that means India, in this first series of a new generation, come back with a 2-2 draw. Underline the significance of this result for a young, transitioning team to pull this off.
A terrific result from any perspective you see. Even if it wasn't a team in transition, it would have been a terrific result, because once you go to England, and India's had this habit of now, winning test matches, and that has started happening way more often than used to happen in the past. So winning 2 series in Australia, then even in the previous England tour, the scoreline was similar, and India was the dominant side at that point in time. So India had a lead of 2-1, but unfortunately lost the last test match, and it became 2-2. So similar results happening on a consistent basis means that Indian team is growing in stature, growing in confidence, growing in the belief system that they can win consistently in England and overseas. I think the major challenge for this particular squad is going to be South Africa and New Zealand. So we know what we can achieve in Australia and in England on a consistent basis, but I believe that this particular team would gain huge amount of confidence as to how they are going to approach the next overseas assignment, which is, I think, maybe 15 months away.
Yeah, it's a while till India travel on the road as far as Test cricket goes. When you look at great Test sides, of course it's early days for this one, but they're built as much on skill as they are on character. You oversaw one so closely, which served Indian cricket so well in the last decade. The first steps for this new generation trending in the right direction?
You would say very much an emphatic yes, because you have 2 sets of opening batters who have had a fantastic England tour, and not very often, and I talk this of many subcontinental teams, wherein a pair of opening batters have lasted the series and have actually come out with flying colours. Yashasvi Jaiswal with 400 plus scores, KL Rahul 522 runs, 400s between them, a number of useful innings in between as well. So it wasn't if 100 and nothing, but it was always contribution coming from the top order, consuming a lot of balls. So that is critical. If you have to win overseas, your set of openers have to be really solid. And throughout the series, I think if not one, or if not two, one of them was standing and doing the job for the team, and that made the job of the middle order, the job of number 6, number 7 quite easier. So credit on that aspect. And then again, with the emergence of somebody like a Prasidh Krishna, you can clearly sense that the bench strength for the Indian fast bowling isn't depleted. So you still have a Prasidh Krishna who can play the similar role even in absence of one of the either bowlers, Siraj or Bumrah.
Right. Now it is perhaps human nature to look at the what ifs even at the end. And this is a series of which ends in a glowing light for India. But they will also consider the what ifs. A lot of unforced errors, if not for them, could have even been a series win without taking anything away from the performance.
Well, I mean, that is sport, and I think it was a fair indication, because if you think really objectively, England were 2-1 ahead in the series because both those test matches that they won, they were tested to the hilt. In that sense, 371 to get, not easy on any surface. So they got to 371. At Lords, to defend 192, had to take some special effort, which came from Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. And amongst that, because there were so many injuries happening, like injury to Rishabh, question mark about Jasprit's availability right throughout, which match to play, which not to play, and then being on the back foot on a number of occasions. You can always say that, okay, this is a combination that could have played, could have made a difference. But I think ultimately it is outcome oriented. So I believe that England were very good in terms of their 2 test victories, and India also were very good in those 2 test matches that they won, because they had to come back from after losing the first test match. After losing the third test match, they had to play out of their skins to draw the test match, and then bat on a very testing oval pitch as well in the first inning. So both those teams had to do the hard yards, and I believe that 2-2 was a very good reflection on the type of cricket that was played.
Yeah, just as you answer that, I'm thinking of all the moments that have unraveled over the course of these 1.5 months, right from Headingley to India winning at Edgbaston, the Lord's Classic, the Manchester escape, and now the Oval. And this might be a tough one to answer. What would you say is your favorite moment of this series?
For me, it has to be 45 minutes of bowling on the last day of the 5th test match, because here was a ball which the Indian team was trying to get rid of during the course of the innings. They didn't want to be bowling with that ball, but suddenly the ball started talking. It was jagging around. Terrific lengths bowled by both Prasidh and Siraj. Some smart tactic as well from Shubman Gill towards the end. And overall, the entire passage of play, wherein people coming in large numbers on a Monday morning just to witness 45 minutes of play, it was classic stuff. So I think that to me was the highlight of the series.
I think to a lot of Indian viewers that this will be almost cathartic. The idea of 45 minutes in cloudy conditions, and this time the 45 minutes is one that India will remember quite sweetly. Your player of the series? I know Shubman Gill is the one who's been given officially, but is Siraj close for you?
Shubman Gill, KL Rahul does come very close. Shubman Gill obviously officially got that award. KL came very close for me, but I couldn't take it away from Mohammad Siraj. Purely for the reason that he bowled his heart out, bowled the most number of overs in the series, bowled the fastest ball of the series on the last day of the tour, was looking to get wickets all the time, and it didn't really matter whether he's going to be surviving any of those longest spells that he had to bowl. So for all the heart, for all the passion, for all the skill set, and for all the energy that kept this Indian team going when they were fielding, I think it will have to be Mohammad Siraj.
Yeah, he might say he only believes in Jasprit Bumrah, but now all of India believes in Mohammad Siraj, not like they didn't before this. And if they didn't, they stand corrected. Right, that does it for now. This is also in the last couple of days, the messages have been flooding in. Many people want you to pick lottery numbers for them, given what has happened in the last few days. But I will save the more serious questions for you. We are not done with Mr. Bangar yet. I will be coming to you for some personal tips as far as lotteries go. But Mr. Bangar will join us for a comprehensive review of the series. So be sure to catch that shortly. That does it for now on CoinDCX presents ESPN Cricinfo Matchday.
क्रिप्टो कोच CoinDCX लर्न करो क्रिप्टो करो